All right, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. We're still waiting for the others to join the room right now. So yeah, let's wait for more minutes, okay? All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's really, really great to meet all of you. All right. So, welcome to our Road to Wonder Voice First Edition webinar presented by Global Millennial Group. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Deji Angelia Nursi, and I will be the Master of Ceremony as well as the moderator for today's event. And as you guys probably have already know that on today's webinar, we will be covering the topic of social media and self-expression through art with, of course, such an amazing speaker today, Wastana Haikal. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you so much for everyone for your participation in this event. We have received more than 5,000, almost 6,000 registration for this event. And of course, this would not be possible without all of your contribution and support and all of your participation. And our goal today for this webinar is to help today's webinar participants to gain insight regarding how we can express through social media through the medium of visual art. It's really interesting, right? And I do hope today each of you and every one of you will learn something important today. And it will be very, very great if you can share this knowledge and also this important information to your friends. You can make a story and anything you would like to do. And yeah, lastly, I would also like to remind you guys that the certification will be processed through our feedback form, which will be distributed at the end of the webinar. So don't worry about certification and something like that. Just enjoy today's webinar with a lot of focus and, enjoy. And also, I would like to say thank you very much for our pre-event team. There is Alia, and then Adit, and also Rani, who have worked hard to make this event as possible. Without all of your effort, we will be very, very stuck for the event today. And yeah, as you guys probably can see in the screen right now, so let's get to know more about Global Millennial Group as the organization that is also providing today's amazing webinar. All right, so probably the operator, you can help me. Exactly. Thank you so much. So let me introduce to all of you what is actually Global Millennial Group. So Global Millennial is a startup company that is focusing on enhancing the quality of education globally, internationally, for all the people around the countries. So right now we have reached 70,000 youth across the countries with more than 35 countries with more than 15 programs. And we have also collaborating with more than 270 partners across the world. And probably in addition, we'll also be recognized and also we have received several awards by ASEAN and then United Nations, UNODC, and then many more organizations. Okay, so yeah, today we're having Wonder Voice as our webinar today, but we also have many programs under Global Millennial Group, such as Global Millennial MUN, and then Indonesia SDG Summit, and also We Global Indonesia. All right, so we also have CV review. So if you like to know more about how to provide the best CV for your international standard and also for your job, you can visit our website and you can have CV review from Global Millennial Group. We will review that from our CEO directly and we're going to give you feedback, what you need to improve and many more. All right, so the next one is Global Millennial Store. So if you're interested to have the merchandise from Global Millennial Group, you can visit our store because there's so many options over there. You can find many amazing clothes and something like that with our programs in it and other interesting stuff. And then lastly, we also have membership plan. So if you guys interested in joining our programs with more exclusive and easier access, you can join our membership program. There is bronze and then silver and also gold. Okay. And then the last one will be our program. So today's webinar is conducted under Wonder Voice. So I will introduce you more about what is actually Wonder Voice. So Wonder Voice is an organization, is a platform. We provide, competition and also public speaking skills. So we focus on developing and improving public speaking skills from all the youth across the world. Right now, we have international English speech competition and we take the topic of the dark side of social media. So it's really interesting because we find it anywhere, right? We're dealing with this every day. And then, yeah, if you would like to learn more about public speaking, you would like to know how am I supposed to improve my public speaking, how am I supposed to help myself to have a good public speaking, you can join us in public speaking school. So for your consideration, you can see that we have several testimonies for our programs. We have and Farham Dirhani from Institute Pertanian Bogor, Indonesia. And then the next one, we also have Naftalia, Naftalia from the University of Queensland, Indonesia. They are participating in our event and they have developed themselves, and you should guys be the next one, all right? Okay, so if you guys interested in joining our programs, Wonder Voice Global Manual MUN Indonesia SG Submit Be Global, you can register using our referral code webinar GMG, so you can get a special price and also discount for joining our program. So you guys can take a note of it, and if you are interested, you can just simply put this code in our registration, or you can visit our website to join it. All right, that's all from Global Millennial Group. So I do hope you guys are interested on it, and let's together be a better version of ourselves by improving ourselves through several platforms and programs. Okay, very well. Now that everybody has to know what we are all about, we will officially commence the event with an opening speech from our Director of Event Management, Ms. Haura Alia. So, all right. So for Ms. Haura Alia, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Deichi. Am I audible right now?
Yes, you're audible perfectly.
Okay, cool. So first, I wanted to say thank you so much for everyone, both in YouTube and Zoom live streaming, because I know without you guys, this even won't be happen, and we won't be gathered together tonight in this webinar. And I also wanted to say thank you to Mr. Haikal, because I know he's such an amazing person, and I've been looking at him through the social media, and I can see that he's such a talented person that I've ever seen in my life. Of course, yeah, and yes, such a pleasure for me, and I'm really happy for having him as our speaker tonight. I also wanted to say thank you to Deichi as our MC tonight, and also the whole event management team that I cannot mention each one. And I also have special thanks to Mr. Audi and Mr. Mufidi Fikri as the CPO and CEO of Global Millennial Group, because without their supports, this event won't be happen, of course. I hope this event will be bring you a great impact, since this is something that we don't usually talk about in daily basis, but this is such an important thing for some people, and I hope through this webinar you guys can get a lot of impact, a lot of insights from Mr. Haikal as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this webinar, and thank you. Back to you, Deichi.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Haura. That's amazing. And now I'm pretty sure you guys are very excited, right? For the next session, we're going to talk with our speaker today. But before that, I would like to briefly introduce to you all our speaker. So Mr. Wastana Haikal, or you can, we usually call him Haikal, is an illustrator and also an animator with his work in participating on published picture book or novels cover, and he has created so many works such as My Rainbow Days, Gara-gara Piko, Krak Krak, Aku Suka Caramu, and many more. Okay, I'm so sorry guys. I hope we can wait for like a minute for before we continue.
All right, I do apologize for the previous inconvenience. So I will try. I will repeat my introduction for Mr. Haikal. So yeah, as I mentioned before, he has created so many works such as My Rainbow Days, Gara-Gara Pico, Krak Krak Krak, Aku Suka Caramu, and many more. He also graduated from Bandung Institute of Technology Indonesia in the field of Bachelor of Design of Visual Communication Design. Wow, it's really, really interesting to have at least someone with a comprehensive experience in visual art and also expression social media. So I'm pretty sure I'm the same as the other. I cannot wait for today's session. So without further ado, let us welcome Mr. Wastana Haikal. The floor is yours.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. I hope you guys in the best condition tonight. So I'm gonna share something, one or two, about how I built my career in social media and also, to express my art in social media. I'm not trying to be, like to give like a meticulous lesson or everything. I'm just going to share my personal experience and experiences that I collected from my, fellow artists and my fellow illustrators. So let me start with my presentation. I'm going to share my presentation. Okay, so the title of my sharing session tonight is expressing your art in social media. Basically, I'm going to make a disclaimer first because there might be a subjective point of view in this presentation. So because it's purely from my personal experience and my personal perspective towards social media and being a freelancer artist especially. So first of all, my name is Wastana Haikal. You can call me Haikal. I am a freelance visual artist from Bandung, Indonesia. I mostly work in illustration, animation, and storytelling. And I'm basically, I draw every day, and sometimes, I'm making my own music and everything, just to make me sane in this, pandemic situation. So yeah. Okay. If you're talking about social media, there's a lot of platform out there. Like there's a lot of platform with a different usage, with a different, vibe, with a different, tribe, with a different, people in it. But most of social media that I'm using, especially to share my art, is Tumblr and Instagram. I don't know if it's Tumblr still happening today because I'm not longer using my Tumblr anymore. So basically Tumblr is like a blog, but it's more convenient and more, you can follow people, you can reblog people's post. So I'm gonna tell you one by one the process and my experience between these platforms. Sorry. So in Tumblr, I started Tumblr when I was in high school. It's around 2009. I think my friend introduced me, and I finally know because before high school, I never share my art digitally. I never share my art through social media because honestly, I don't have internet when I was in junior high. So I have my access in internet when I was in high school. So basically, I started my social media in high school, and then I started Tumblr because I saw this is an interesting platform because I can share my works and I can, reach wider audience because Tumblr is from, Tumblr users are from around the world. Like, I don't know, like I met so many people in there. And then I post my first Tumblr. It was just, just a bunch of my personal works, my my exercise drawings, my late night drawings and everything, and I try to write the caption and explain what's the meaning of the artworks and everything. And it was really fun. And I don't really think about, the engagement with the audience. I don't really think about the numbers of likes. I don't really think about the numbers of my followers, because back then social media is not really concerning about that. We just have fun and focusing on what we're doing and try to enjoy the ride on making arts, making posts, and know people from another part of the world. So it's basically, there's no expectation. So we just grow inside the platform. And basically, I because I don't really have a big number of followers and big numbers of likes, I guess, in my Tumblr. So I just having fun, like posting something, and then I can like I can see my works inside a laptop. You know what I mean? Like, because back then it was like such a big like big something. And then after Tumblr, I entered my college. And then I started to use Instagram. So, but actually, in my senior year of high school, I already used Instagram, and all my friends, all of people in my school using Instagram. But it's only just sharing photos, sharing selfies, sharing I don't know, like just sharing, basically just sharing. I don't think back then, some kind of Instagram influencer is not invented yet. And, engagement with the audience is not invented yet. Like we're just having fun, making silly pictures. And I started to post my pictures in Instagram because I already know Photoshop back then when I was in elementary school. So it really such a great platform for me to post an edited photo. Like I combine one photo with another, and I started to, play with the filter, with the color grading. And so yeah, just basically post my photo. And then after I entered the college, I started to continue to use Instagram, and then I started to abandon Tumblr because I thought Tumblr was inconvenience, because it's only convenience if we open it in the laptop, which is we can't really open laptop every time. Like that's really heavy. Like there's so much things to do. So I started using Instagram, and I started feeling comfortable with it, like how the environment is at the Instagram, and then how compact it is, and really really easy to use instead of Tumblr. Maybe because Tumblr is kind of I think Tumblr is hybrid between three platforms. Like it feels like Twitter. It has a soul of Instagram, but in the blogging format. So it basically, you can have it all actually. Like you can share GIFs, you can share words, you can reblog people, but I don't think that's, the experience with it's inconvenient. So I started using Instagram in my college because I entered the faculty of art and design. So I started to post my college project, and I also post my personal works and everything. But of course, since I entered the college, my drawing kind of a little bit improved from previous drawings when I was in high school. So it started, I started to make a decent caption, and then I try to explain what is actually happening in my art, and I explain the inspiration behind my arts. So it's quite fun. And I think when I was using Instagram in 2012, between 2012 and 2013, Instagram still no pressure. I mean, like, I don't believe I really, being uncomfortable of having a small numbers of likes, a small numbers of followers. I don't really think that's a matter back then. And especially I'm a student, so I don't really rely on Instagram to gaining jobs, because I already, have jobs from my friends in other faculty, like for the projects and everything. So I don't really rely on Instagram. And then, but in my college, I met my friend. She already used Instagram as her business platform since high school. So after I met her, I finally inspired. Like, I finally got it. Like, I think Instagram is such a good platform to start my business. I mean, like, it's a good place to represent myself as at least as a person that can draw. So I started to, more articulate in my description, in my caption, more, more taking more decent pictures of my words, taking more decent finishing on my digital work. So it basically, while Instagram grew, I also grew, since Instagram from nothing. I also, during that moment, I also improved my ability to engage with my audience, because along the way, Instagram also have, improve their features, improve their, buttons and everything. So it was more convenient to me to use Instagram as a business platform. And when is the time when I kind of getting, I started to see Instagram seriously, and I, really, 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 okay, I cannot only playing in this platform. I need to, I need to improve my skill. I need to improve my public speaking in my Instagram. Back when it was in 2015, I drew a fan art of Megan Trainor from her song "Dear Future Husband." I made that fan art, and then surprisingly, she noticed it, and then she posted in her Instagram, and then finally, my followers back then were just like, I don't know, like 200 something, and then after she posted it, I gained like 5,000 more followers, and then after that day, I was like, okay, so I have my real audience, that the audience that really came from my the outer circle. So my audience is not only my friends, my audience is not only the person that I know. So I started to make art that can be accepted in any languages and in any cultural background. So I started to explore my personal interests with the pop culture, or the common sense of among the people. But during I'm using Instagram until now, and during using it, I had several lessons that I've learned. And I wrote it in 3 points. Trends, there's so many trends in Instagram, especially when it came to art challenges, or maybe like collaboration with other artists. Trends are helping, but always try to make with my own perspective. So when trends are happening, I don't want my art only available or only resonate with that short of time period. I want my artwork timeless, so I always try to give my personal touch and try to find what others are doing, and I try not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, so when people see my artwork months later or maybe years later, people will remember my art as my fan art as my art, not only that certain period of time. And number two is make artworks about my own vision. What I'm trying to say is, when we got into social media, especially in Instagram, we have tendency to be liked from other people. We need to, validation of people, whether people like our art or not. And we, especially when we see numbers and everything, um, that is actually okay to consider that, but I don't think we can always considering that not because honestly, not everybody likes our art. So I try to always make my artwork um, according my vision, according what's right, what I think it's right, what I think it's good, rather than what is actually people like. Because when we started to when we started to try to please people, we will always get exhausting, and we will always get trapped in our own game, because someone else is one responsible of your of yours if you stuck in your art process. So just believe in your vision and believe in what's right for you. And the last, train myself to not thinking about numbers. Instagram is a lot, it's about numbers, likes, followers, views, and everything. For a business brand, it is actually a good things to to consider, to think about. But because I am a freelancer, I'm not a full brand, like I am a human. I need to detach myself from those kind of things, because those kind of things can lead me to a self-loathe, to inconfidence, and that is really unhealthy for my art process, and also for my business, and also for my career. So I'm still learning though about, forgetting about the numbers, the views and everything, but, I think I'm a little bit better than before. So next, me and Instagram today. So I'm using Instagram when I was in college, when I'm still a student, when I'm still, I don't really have a career, like my career is not started yet. So I started from, I make an Instagram a playing ground, and then now technically my Instagram turned into my business platform, my workspace, my office. So technically I became a brand, and brand needs personal branding, and our personal branding, because we are an illustrator, we are a visual artist. So our personal branding should be through our artworks, and our artworks will become our value. And with this value, we can engage with audience and clients. I'm gonna explain a little bit about this personal branding. If you never heard about personal branding is basically when we try to construct someone, or someone, to make people believe what is actually we are. Personal branding. For example, we can find it in celebrity. Actually, in celebrity, or maybe if an artist, it will be a singers, because singers are, between celebrity and an artist. For example, they construct their personal branding through their works, of course, through the way they speak, the way they talk, the way they dress, what they eat, what is the social topic there, what is the social issue they will be talking about, what is their vision and everything, and their team thinking about how to package them, and that is a personal branding. But because we have a freelancer have something in common with the singer and celebrity. We are an individual. We are an individual that we, especially when we a freelancer, are working alone. Like, we don't have a team. We don't have a team. We don't have a public relation. We don't have other people to think about what we should do and what we should, how we should talk, how we should dress, everything. So, and I don't really think that is really necessary for an artist to be emphasized. What should we be emphasized is our artworks, because through artworks, everything about us can be reflected. If we like something, if we like if we like a certain fashion, if we like a certain clothes, we can express it through arts. So, because that's why I see art is actually a self-expression, and also something that, something that we can use for hiding, because some of artists are reflect themselves through the art, and some of artists making art to close, to I'm not saying against, it's just to overcome their lack of something. So basically, it's something to hide their lack of something. So that's why personal branding is quite important for the freelancer, especially because it will affect it will affect how audience see us, and also how brand see us. And this is the part when I will tell you how I overcome the transition from a hobby to a career in art. So I like to call it the story of the two arts, because there will be two arts included in the story. So before to the story, me and my art. Me and my art is basically a twin brothers. He always there for me. Like, when I'm sad, I express my feelings towards art. When I'm happy, I make art. When I'm mad, I make art. When I'm excited, I make art. When I'm wanting something that I can't really get it, I make art. Art is always there for me. And then throughout the years, my art will be evolved, as well. Following my maturity and my progress in making point of view and everything. My art grow up with me. So it's kind of, really we have intimate relationship, because we already, like, through thick and thin and everything. So it's really hard for me when my hobby became my career, because when it comes to career, there will be consequences, there will be bargain. There's a lot of moments that I have to limit my idealism towards something that I like. So that's why I started to separate my expression zone into two arcs. Like the first arc is the arc when I can really express myself. Like I can express myself. I don't really think about whether people like me or not. I can, do what I want. I don't really think about how I shift my art style very often. I will use any tools that I want. I will use any platform that I want. I will bring up, I will bring up any topics that I want. Like it's a shameless zone, and it's sorry not sorry zone, for me. And then the second arc is the arc when I started, to when I have to face the clients. This arc is about professionalism. It's about cooperative. It's about formality. It's about being understand to each other, and I have to understand what the clients want, what the clients don't want. So basically, the second arc is where I have to tone down my desire to express my art. I don't know this two arc, how long will last, but for now, this just really works because, like I said before, I started my art as a hobby, which is, a hobby is something that we don't really have the rule for, and then after I have my career in this art, I have to tone down everything that I have, and I need to, cut the fun out of it sometimes. So to avoid this stressful situation, I started to compromise with myself. And okay, Haikal, if you're working with clients, you need to be professional. You need to be, you have to listen to them. You need to prioritize them. You need to prioritize the deadlines rather than your desire to do more. And then, so that's why I need my first arc to express myself, to just let it out, to just burst it up, to just let everything go. So that is actually I'm doing in my social media, in my Instagram. If you come to my Instagram, you will find both my works, the commercial and also my personal works. And I think you can spot it. You can spot it, the difference between my commercial works and my personal works, because my personal works would be more like, explorative and experimental rather than the commercial works. And I will be having a study case right now. Before that, I want to share my perspective about art and the meaning about art itself. According to my opinion, art is the extension of ourselves to express or to hide a tangible form of our abstract vision so people can enjoy, understand, relate, and believe. So basically, the art that I make, the art that people make is the vessel of our vision in our head. And then we start to making it to present to our audience. So audience will enjoy, will understand, and will relate, and more will believe what we're making. Back to the study case, I will, it's just, to wrap up and to make a scheme about how the freelance illustrator developed so she could gain audience and she could gain recognition from the clients. For example, she's an illustrator, but she also interested in fashion. She loved to travel, and she has so many traveling experience. She likes plants. She likes, wearing clothes, and has a mother who made her own clothes when she was a kid. So basically, she have she's surrounded by fashion thingy, and she has a good memory and childhood memory about fashion. So those interests and those personal memories will be reflected in her works. Her illustration will be mostly about fashion, about traveling. She will talking about what is her favorite brand, what is her favorite destination to travel. She basically talking about that. Maybe through arts or maybe through her Instagram stories, basically just sharing all of it. So from that moment, she will attract audience and clients that have the same frequencies and value with her. So as a freelancer, I think it's important to us to know what we really like, what we really don't like, what we're really interested about. It's not always have to be in art form. It can be our hobbies, it can be our child memories, it can be our sadness, it can be our bad memories, it can be someone else that we love, it can be, the story from the people around us, it can be everything that basically catched by our five senses. So those inspiration we encapsulate in our art. So through our arts, our audience will be, come organically, and then clients will believe and will trust us, and they will trust their project to us because, through our arts, they already understand that she understands fashion, she understands how to travel, she understands a good destination. So when the brand hire her, the brand also get the value from her. So and the brand also get the audience that she has. So it's basically just the cycle of value between the brand and the artist itself. So this actually maybe it's kind of the conclusion of what we can actually do as an artist in social media platform. We can combine our personal interest and our art to find and connect to our tribe. This term tribe is commonly used for, to describe the audience that really have a same length of frequency with us, to connect with our tribe and make our art more authentic, because it leads to, in this social media era, we can find a lot of illustrators, we can find a lot of artists, and we can be sometimes, most of times anxious about it. Like, God, this illustrator is already have a good clients. They have already a good art, and I just, I'm still here and I don't know where to go. We sometimes can be overwhelmed by that. So that's why I always say to my, to people that we need to focus on what we really like, what we really don't like, so we don't, carried away by the wave of the trends, or carried away by our self-loathing towards the other artists. So we don't wasting our times to compare ourselves to other artists. Instead, our wasting time to focus on ourselves, and then, exercise, exploration, try so many tools. So we can be focused on, expressing our true voice instead of trying to please other people. And then the second one, in the career wise, we can attract brands that have the same value, and to sort the project offers that we really like. If we can show to people what we really like, what we are actually doing, what kind of artwork that we are make, So it will organically sorting out the project that will come to us. So for example, I make animation and illustration. So there will be not a fashion designing came to me. You know what I mean? So it will narrowing down the project that we really want to do. And also the brand that we really want to collaborate, or at least the brand that have the same value with us. And lastly, this is actually almost done. So the tips for the people, for you who, who trying to be a freelancer illustrator or a freelancer fashion designer or freelancer artist, every profession in art industry, we can read the trend, but don't carry it away. We can see, we need to understand why this trend is happening rather than we just follow it blindly, So, because when we only follow the trend, we need to change every time the trend change. It will make further ways for us to find our authentic art. And secondly, articulate your idea clearly. It's actually kind of additional because as an artist, we're not only have to have a great skill in drawing, we also have to have we need to have a great, a good skill in explaining our work, in explaining, your concept, in explaining your, what really you do in your job and everything, because that will be a plus for you in your career. And number 3, find our tone of voice. Tone of voice is actually the way we talk, the way we talk verbally and the way we talk in text. For example, there's a lot of, different, if we see in celebrity, for example, maybe there's a celebrity that talking, rude words, and there's a celebrity that talking smart words, and there's other celebrity that trying to be like, introvert, so she or he will be like talking less words and everything. That is a tone of voice. And we need that also to construct our image and our art towards the audience. Number 4 is numbers in social media don't determine your worth. Because I found a lot of great artists and a lot of great illustrators with, like we can say like the small amount of followers, but I don't think that's matter because as long as you have a good artwork, you have a good skill, I think the clients will come to you, and you can focusing on your personal improvement rather than trying to get audience. Maybe you can buy audience, or try to hire bots to make the comments and likes. That will be unhealthy for you. And number 5, it's okay to concern about numbers, but be wise. This number 5 is actually when you already have a brand or you have a business, sometimes it's okay for you to concern about it because you have other people depending on you. Like you need to make the business running well. So the numbers, your engagement through numbers are quite important because you need to know your business pattern, your audience patterns and everything. So, but you have to make sure that it comes from a healthy place. It really came from a plan and an understanding and awareness about what is really happening. And number 6, see social media as a real neighborhood. This is actually quite an additional also because I found some people who left me in confusion when they tried to chat me, when they chat me through the ends. They're just like, how much your cost? Like, what cost? I mean, like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, I don't really understand what really you want. And then, for example, please follow me. I always confused when people just DM me and then please follow me. Like, we don't really know each other, and I don't really like. I'm not saying that I don't want to follow you, but why do people ask to be followed? Like, I still don't understand until today. So maybe I'm an old school. So we need always to treat social media like a real neighborhood. We need always to be. We have to be always respectful to one another. Don't do hit and run comments. I mean, hit and run comments is like just shaming other people with a fake accounts or you know, comment, giving comments to people's art, and then not, not in a tone of a good tone. And then, if you want to talk to someone, act as if it's you knocking to their doors. Like, you need to knock the doors, and you need to greet them, and you make like a good, respectful sentences and everything, because, and especially in this pandemic, like so many people are living their life in their home. So maybe some of them don't have experience on knocking someone else's door. So this habit might be rooted for them that only, playing with their phones and everything. So, we need to treat social media as a real neighborhood. And that is all from me. Thank you very much for your attention. And I will get back to you, Daisy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Haikal. That is really, really amazing. Well, I personally learned a lot of things from your presentation and your explanation. And I actually was impressed on how the illustrator or animator they can transform their life into an art. And I think that's really, really amazing. And I'm pretty sure all of the participants here, you guys have learned as well so many things from the presentation before. And yeah, right now we're going to move on to the question and answer session. So if you have any question, you can raise your hand for all the participants in Zoom and also from the YouTube. We're going to take the question from both of them. But yeah, if some of you have a question, you may raise your hand and I will pick you up and then you can just turning on your microphone and turning on your camera as well, right? Okay. Okay, so I'll be waiting. Okay. So probably, all right. Okay, we have one. Probably we can start first from the question that we get from the YouTube or from the streaming from YouTube. Okay, so the first question is from Suzuki Akiho. So the question is that how do we keep the confidence of being original? Because there is always a possibility that we just want our arts to be liked by other people. All right. Okay, Haikal, I think you can answer this wonderful question.
So, we need to understand that we are also humans. Like, I mean, from need people to like us to a confidence are a long process. I'm also still learning about that. Like I'm still struggling and then still maintain my point of view and my mindset toward those kind of things. So basically, just do what you like. I mean, like, confident is not something that you get, but it's something that you need to practice. You need to practice and you need to be, swallow your pride. I mean, for example, if you want to post a picture or an image in your Instagram, for you like it, you like that art, you like that picture, you like that image, but when people don't, but when you hit a small amount of likes, you will be, like you will be discouraged. You might be don't like your artworks, and that is where the um, unhealthy mindset happen. So when you like your art, you have to convince yourself. You have to train yourself. You have to repeatedly communicate with yourself that, okay, it's okay. People don't really like this, but I like this. And this art is the improvement of my art back 1 month before. So you can start to focus on your personal improvement rather than seeking of people validation. To be honest, I have those kind of moments. Like I have the moments where, I only make art so people will like, and, I don't really think about whether I like it or not. I've been through that, and there's a lot of moments like that, but that always ends with a bad taste. Like it always dragged me down. It always draining me. So until now, I'm starting to, convince myself that no, Haikal, you do this for yourself, and you do this for your, self improvement and everything. Something like that. But you still need to open your mind, open for the change, so yourself could be evolved mentally, personally, and also in your art. So if someone give a good comments, or someone give an advice, a polite advice, you need to accept that, because it can also improve your words and giving you, much confidence to yourself.
All right, well, so keep open for the other advice, but still maintain for yourself, right? Okay, thank you so much, Haikal. That is a very nice answer. So probably we can move to the question from the people here. So we have Tia Nur Hidayah. So you turning on your, yeah, that's right. And you may ask your question.
Hello, good night. I want to ask something. There are various ways to express emotions. Some are negative, such as cutting, for example, and some are positive, pouring it into art is one of them. Then, what kind of motivation is needed to express emotion through art? Then, not everyone likes our art style. How do we get more people to see our works? If it's a matter of liking or not being a letter affair. Thank you.
Okay, so maybe like this. I grew up with my art. I started my drawing when I was a kid, when I was in kindergarten, throughout elementary school, and then junior high school, and then high school, and then college, and then after graduate. All of my life, I always drawing, like every single day. So basically my motivation that keeps me making art that really reflects what I want is I'm just, I'm curious about what will my emotion will be if I'm drawing it, or what will my favorite cartoon will be if I am drawing it. So I have this curiosity, like I'm curious, how far can I go with my skill? How far can I go with my perspective towards something that I like to draw? So, um, basically I started from the place where I don't really have tendency to please people. I started my art to cope with my situation, and like I explained before, and then after that I came to my career, and that is where I kind of struggling to juggle, my self-expression and my duty as a professional illustrator. Like I need to follow people's rules in this context, my client's rule. So that's how I'm coping them, and that's from your questions. Maybe you can start. You can start to communicate with yourself more. You need to communicate what is actually you like, what is actually your feelings, the raw, authentic feeling of yours. So you will confident and you will trust your instinct, because your instinct also need to be trained, your instinct to choose colors, your instinct to make a composition, your instinct to make a characters and everything. It needs to be trained, and the materials. This is from my perspective, and the materials that you can have is your own perspective, your own personal experience, what you like and what you don't like, and if you already understand what you are doing, and then you make art, people will see it, people will feel it. And then from that moment, your audience will be attracted to you. And you have to know that when the audience are attracted to you, that means the audience is understand what you're doing. So, if we are only making what other people make, your audience may be a false audience, you know what I mean? Like a false audience, and false audience will will lead to a false result of what you want. For example, what is happening is a tropical theme, but you like a gothic theme, and then you started to make a tropical theme because you want people to like you. And then the moment you are bored, or maybe you don't really like the tropical theme again, your audience that like tropical theme might be abandon you. And after they abandon you, they will left you in a situation of self-loathe, like you can trap in your self-loathing, like, oh, people don't like it anymore. Maybe it's not people don't like your art. It's just maybe the people that used to like your art is not resonate with you anymore, so they left. So if we are only triggered and only try to keep people to ourselves, we'll be exhausting. We'll be exhausted because we can't control people. What we can control is what we are doing, what we are like. So when you are already centered yourself, your audience will be stronger, and the same audience that have the same value with you will be multiplied, and you will be surrounded by people that really like your art. So no matter what you do, no matter what the topics that you want to talk about, no matter what you want to express, they will like you because they already talking the same language with you. You know what I mean? That's it.
All right, that is really, really good answer. And probably we can go to one of the questions from YouTube as well. So that is from Silmi Nudin Sabrina. So hello, my name is Sabrina, and I would like to ask how to secure our art so it cannot be copied or claimed by the other when we build our personal branding on social media. Thank you.
Okay. Mhm. It's actually still connected to the previous question. So basically, we can't control it. First of all, let's start right there. We can't control when people trying to copy our art, because I have a several condition when I saw some people started, trying to copy my art. I left in confusion, because they're not really duplicate my art. They make a new art, but with the similarity with my art style. So, but I never call them out. I never call them out. I never talk to them, and I really never angry to them, because first of all, most of them are still, are the people who still learn, like I don't want to discourage them by me, being mean to them, and then being, the worst, calling them out. I don't want to do that, so that's why I always talk to my friends to talk about this, like, how should I face this situation? How should I face this phenomenon? Because it's not only me. There's also another illustrator that copied by by other person. There's a lot of illustrators. So basically, most of my friends told me that there will be always that phenomenon. That phenomenon will be always there, and it will be repeatedly happen. What we can do as an artist, that we already we already believe in our art. We already believe in our style. So don't let them disconnect that connection between you and your art. Because basically they no means harm. They don't mean harm by doing that. Because we all learn from copying other people's works. Not copying. Try to understand what people do, and then we try to imitate it. We try to learn how to make things like them. But when it comes to copying, again, it is actually a drawback. This is a downfall of social media. Social media give us result, give us a surface, give us something that already done, rather than the process, rather than the think behind it, rather than the struggle behind it. So maybe some people just focusing on what they want to do rather than what should they do. So maybe that is where, that is the start point where people started to copying our art. Like they think that is the good, people like our art, and then they trying to make this, they trying to copy our art because they think people like it. They only do that based on the popularity and the, like only, oh, there's so many people like it, I want to make it. Like they don't really have eager and self-motivation to make their own. But after all those phenomenon, and then I see, I try to check on them, like today, or maybe like several days before, they already, not doing that anymore. So they will be temporary. They will be temporary. So if we triggered by them and then we try to abandon what we already do, we are lost. You know what I mean? Like, we let them win. We let them win. So just believe in what we are doing. But if they already reach the uncomfortable situation, for example, they started to sell their art, they started to claim their art, they started to work with clients with, the art that they're copy, I think that's a good time to, to make, to talk to them respectfully and try to communicate with them. Something like that.
All right, very great. Thank you so much, Haikal. And now, for the last question, we're gonna have that one from this Zoom room. And so, Muhammad, you have raised your hand. Probably you can turn on your microphone and ask your question.
Thank you for the opportunity, and good evening, everyone. My question is about personal branding. Is that personal branding something that we have to dig in ourselves, or maybe is something that already there? I mean, when we draw paint or when we paint on art, it's already our personal branding or something else. Yeah, maybe that's my question. Thank you.
Again, personal branding is actually already in this industry, like very long ago. I mean, like, especially for celebrity, for a singer, where they try to construct social construction to that. So, but especially for my opinion, for the freelance illustrator or visual artist like me, we don't really have to construct the personal branding that hard. I mean, just let them flow, just let them flow and just go with, the art that we really like to draw, and then just follow the dynamic, just follow the dynamic of your thoughts, the dynamic of your understanding of something, the dynamic of your emotion, and sometimes you can also dig into your, organically dig to your past memory, your childhood memories, what you really like to eat, what the hobbies that you want, what the, what's your favorite movie, what's your favorite song. Just, just surrounded yourself with something that you like. So your personal branding will be, organically constructed and organically will be developed, but with your interest, so that's why do I, talking about personal branding in this webinar, because that is something that works, but not something is happening in a freelancer illustrator, but we are not really, planning on it. We're not planning on it, but we are actually doing it. You know what I mean? Like, we are doing it unconsciously. So yeah. So I always say, if you want to tell people who you really are, you need to be louder with your artwork rather than, maybe this is just personal preferences. I prefer to, talk louder with my art and encapsulate my perspective and encapsulate my opinion. I try, I make them through arts, so people will, have, and even people, because when we make one art, different people will have a different perspective, and that is actually the fun part of making art. So our message will be always be an open ending, so people will always have a different perspective, people will always have a different meanings, and that is actually the fun part of making art. So yeah.
All right. Very wonderful. I hope it answered your question, Muhammad. So yeah. And okay, thank you so much, Haikal, and also for all the answer that is really, really wonderful, and also for the question that is asked from the Zoom meeting and also from the YouTube channel. Unfortunately, the time is limited, so we have to end this question and answer session. I do really, really apologize. So if you're still curious about Haikal and many more about him, you can visit his Instagram, okay? And yeah, and to commemorate to this incredible event, we would like to give you a little bit of present, which is a token of appreciation for the speaker. So probably, all right. Okay, very wonderful. So you can see there is a certificate of appreciation. And yeah, so I think we can take a bit of picture so that we can, commemorate today's webinar with you. So, okay. All right, I hope you're ready. So we're gonna take the picture in 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, one more. 3, 2, 1. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much for all the wonderful question and answer. So lastly, before we end this to this webinar, I do hope all of the participants, you guys can turn on your camera, and we're gonna have a little bit of documentation and for the session right now. So all right, I do hope all of you can turn on your camera.
Daisy,
Yes.
Daisy, can I interrupt a little bit?
Yes, sure.
Actually, I have a private message asking about something, and I think this is a good question, so I want to share my thoughts about it. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
So the question is actually, have you ever disliked your own work? How do you face it? So I just want to tell you that I don't know actually this person is actually, is she in school or is she in a college or maybe she already doing a career in illustration? But for those of you who just only started your career or started drawings, if you have a bad drawings or if you have a bad works, it's okay, because the first time always bad. You have to believe that. You have to believe that and you have to face it. The first time you try, it will look bad, because even now, when I start a new experimentation or new tools or new drawing tools, the result will be not as good as I thought. So if you make art and then it looks bad, just try to embrace them. Just try to embrace them and then start, make that a positive motivation. Like, okay, I'm still not doing well in this picture, and tomorrow or next week I will make the new one. Because you have to believe that if you are already stopped, if you are stopped in your first trial, your talent, your skill will be stuck in that moment. Your talent will be stuck in that level. But if you make 100 of bad drawings, you will always get into something new. 100 bad drawings, it means 100 stairs. You know what I mean? Like, it will lead you to something better, and it will lead you to improve yourself, rather than you already stop in the first floor. So yeah, to how do I face it? I just face it like, okay, my drawing is bad, and then I will make the new one like that. So yeah.
All right, that is actually really, really great for the closing as well and for the encouragement from Haikal. That is the so one more. I would like to say thank you so much for the question and also the answer. Haikal is really great, and yeah, I hope everything is clear now and we can take a bit of picture right now. So from all of you, okay, I think we get a lot of people turning on their camera right now. So all right, I hope everyone is ready. There are four slides right now. So, okay, just be aware, guys, because you're gonna take a lot of photos. Oh, all right. Oh, one more. If you think that you would like to put some sort of like filter on your picture, that would be really, really great. So I think I see Rafa Maharani have putting like a filter, and no, that's really great. No worries, okay. If you would like to put any filter, that will be really, really cute for us right now. So, okay. So I hope everyone is ready now. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So I will count it 1 and 2 and 3, right? So, all right, I will start. So 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. Second slide. 3, 2, 1. All right, one more time. 3, 2, 1. All right, the last one. This will be the last one. And 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, thank you so much. It's really, really, really great to have all of you here. So, all right, as we close our webinar today, one more time, I would like to say thank you very much for our amazing speaker, Wastana Haikal or Haikal, for sparing your time to come and share with us a very knowledgeable information about social media and also self-expression through art. I personally learned a lot of things, and I do hope all of you guys here also learn the same well. And again, thank you very much for those of you who have stayed with us throughout the webinar. So we hope that you learned something, and one more time you can share it with your friend, and then you can also follow Haikal in his Instagram. And okay, so lastly, we will now send a feedback form link. So please don't forget to fill the feedback form if you like to see more event in the near future. So feedback form will only open until 12 p.m. GMT plus 7. And if you cannot access the link, please refresh, as we may have a lot of registration at the moment of time. So lastly, on behalf of the TMG team, I would like to apologize if there are many inconveniences in today's webinar. With that said, I'll see you guys next time, and thank you so much. So have a good day and have a good weekend. So stay safe and stay healthy, guys. All right. So I think we have sent you the link, so you can fill it now. And don't forget, we only open it until 12 p.m. Okay? All right. Yes, thank you so much. Also, thank you so much, Haikal. I do hope you have a very wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
And yes, I do hope we can have more opportunity to talk, because it's really, really interesting today. I learned a lot from you. And okay, I'm adore your art as well.
Thank you.
And okay, yes, it's really, really amazing. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Have a good day. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to fill the link first. Okay.